Jeremy Roach moving off the ball more into more of a scorer's role recently for the Blue Devils.
Boy, hard hedges to start the game.
Outstanding starting five. Isaiah Wong, you know, he was the player of the year in the league. Don't forget about Jordan Miller, second team all ACC. Does a little bit of everything and does it awfully well. The turnaround goes for Wong. That O'Meara, so it's a much different looking group right now for the Hurricanes. Wooga Poplar on the drive, scoops it up and in. Pretty reverse.
Wooga Poplar is an unbelievable athlete and an above the rim finisher, but just using the rim to shield off the block shot from Derek Lively. In the last game these two teams played, Duke turned it over 21 times, and 10 of those 21 turnovers came from Tyrese Proctor and Jeremy Roach.
Boy, and Filipowski just using his superior size and strength. Shooting at a high percentage, double-figure score. Another reason why they come in here having won 7 in a row.
Well, Filipowski's so good out of that short roll. That was an excellent pass out of the short roll. We talk about a player improving throughout the course of the year.
Only 18 years old, and to your point, 31% from 3 on the season, but 40% in his last 14 games. And now Roach is down. Proctor finds him, and a good closeout by Wong. Whitehead will score anyways, taking it into the paint. Number 4, Bensley Joseph. He's a real bulldog. Very good, tenacious defensive player. Backup point guard for Miami.
What a split.
Roach the kick. Proctor the 3.
But there's no hesitation now when he gets the ball. If he's got some room, he's putting it up.
Wong, boy, a tough shot over a couple of Duke defenders.
And then Tyrese Proctor was ready to shoot as soon as that ball arrived. And
Joe Lunardi has both of them as a 5 seed right now, so each of them with a chance to move up. You would imagine if they could win tonight and then maybe win a championship tomorrow. Grandison. And Miller the rebound.
Well, you knew that Duke's defense was going to be really good in this tournament, but their offense has been so impressive. Well, they're doing a great job of pushing the ball in transition after they get a rebound. Great post up by Young.
And a pretty good job by A.J. Casey not to foul him. Little hesitation. And it goes for Wong.
And he got a foul on Young.
Yep. On 6'7", 195, guarding 7 foot 230. And that's why Filipowski's going strong to the rim every chance he gets.
And Filipowski, when he gets the ball in a relocation pass, you always have to be concerned about his initial shot fake.
Soft touch, just always under control. You just can't seem to speed up Tyrese Proctor.
If he needs to blast off that ball screen to get to the rim, he will. If he needs to take his time, he'll do that so he can make the right read.
Wooga Poplar with a corner 3.
They are really good at sharing the ball. They average about 15 assists per game.
And statistically, in terms of a lot of numbers and the efficiency numbers at Ken Pop, Duke goes back on top of the 3 from Jeremy, or a long 2, excuse me, from Jeremy Roach.
I think the officials are getting concerned when players are making baskets. They're looking at the other bench. And anytime a player goes down, you know, everybody says next man up mentality, but it gives others an opportunity to step in and play.
Filipowski will bring it over. Nobody's guarding Mitchell. And that cost the Hurricanes.
Does such a good job with their defense. They're not a turnover forcing team that gets out in passing lanes, but they really protect the paint. It is tough to get to the basket against this crew.
Nigel Pack's going to try, and he's going to succeed. Lively knocked away by Casey, got it back and finishes. So Miller's got him. Nice play by Casey, bounces back to Lively. Mitchell again with 27 assists in the game. Stolen by Mitchell, but then he lost it right back to the Hurricanes. Miller wide open and buries a 3. And we've gone about 5 minutes, I think, without a whistle. Filipowski forces it up and in.
He's not an explosive leaper, but he is strong.
Joseph, his second 3 of the night. And again, it's a 1-point game.
Shoots 38% from 3. Now he's made 31 of them on the season. What a steal.
How about that play? And he'll finish.
Things like that. That's why Bob Huggins, you have a shot from the right side. He gets his offensive rebounders to the left side of the basket.
Boy, pretty tough play there from Walker. He just kind of nudged Filipowski out of the way.
A really good job by Jordan Miller of fighting Kyle Filipowski for that low post.
Proctor, no. Lively, yes.
But if Duke can get a stop and a score, this game looks a little bit different.
Miller driving on Whitehead. Turnaround. Got it. Wow, what a play. 3 years of George Mason, and now 2 with the Hurricanes. Whitehead, no. Filipowski with a rebound. Whitehead again. And he got this one. Again, this is a tough, experienced group. We're hoping O'Meara can be healthy in the next few days. Wong with a deep 3 to get him back within 5. But sat at the scores table for over 5 minutes while the game went on without a whistle. Just one of those things. Now a wing 3 from Wooga Poplar, and they're back within 2.
And it's not just running to the rim. They run to the 3-point line.
Anthony Walker getting the start in the second half. In effect, the 5-man, although he's not really, but that means he's got a deal. Walker just 2 for 20 from 3-point range on the season. Deflected, but Filipowski just too big.
Get it to the angle where you can feed him, and he can just hold the defender off.
Boy, Miller just so shifty and creative in there. Lost Mitchell just long enough. Well, you can't give an assist if there's no basket.
An assist. He's still assisted.
Roach, no assist necessary on that one.
Which guy's going to have the hottest of hot hands, but number of turnovers. That's double-digit turnovers now for Duke.
Yep, Miami doing a great job on deflections, and Isaiah Wong a great job in transition season. And when he came back, a bit of a shift in roles as Whitehead knocks down another 3. Speaking of guys who were injured, and as they will tell you in the Duke note.
And they've gotten a ton of deflections in this game, and they've turned Duke over 10 times.
Filipowski made 4 threes in last night's win over Pitt, and he extends the Duke lead to 6 right here. Why do you think, and they're clearly a better team than they were earlier this year, other than as Wong knocks down a 3?
I mean, this is now a stretched floor. You didn't have to stretch the floor earlier on in the season. You could give up some open threes to Duke and not fear them.
In practice, and this is not to say Duke or anybody else isn't, but you can see what a together group the Hurricanes have. Nice drive finish with the left hand for Proctor.
Knocks it away.
As long as Walker's reach is, it's not as long as Lively's. Third block for Lively, corner jumper for Pack. Wong back into the game for Miami, creates the space. That is Isaiah Wong.
And just knocked him back a little bit, able to go up with that mid-range shot. There's not a space or area of the floor that Isaiah Wong is not a dangerous scorer.
22 tonight for Wong. Young to Mitchell. Good job by Whitehead to stay down on all those fakes from Wong. Casey with a reverse. The freshman from Chicago, and it's again a 3-point game.
And that'll give him a little extra space to make some cuts without Derek Lively in the middle.
Miller the spin and the finish and a chance for 3. What a play by Jordan Miller. How about Poplar at 6'5", guarding Filipowski. Now Miller switches onto him. Filipowski the spin, hangs and hits. How good is that?
He has got game.
6-point lead. This is as big as it's been in a while. Poplar. Walker, beautiful offense from the Hurricanes.
And you can see the baseball in Poplar. And they have been a handful on the offensive glass.
Woo. No call. And a bucket for Filipowski. Backs up into the corner, guarded by Proctor. Shot clock inside 10. Turnaround Miller again off 1 foot. Shot clock down to 10.
And Roach is good off ball screens.
Goes right by Wong, but rejected by Walker.
And Miller battling Filipowski down the low post.
Roach for 3. Pack lays it in. for the Blue Devils tonight. More pressure from Miami. Boy, you can use Filipowski so big to help get the ball up, and then the finish by Whitehead. Textbook there from the Blue Devils.
I think you want to attack the basket. If you drop multiple defenders, then you can kick it out for a step-in three.
Pack for three. Short. Miller the rebound. In and out.
Boy, that Pittsburgh game was a clinic, and this isn't far behind. To put up, what they have, 97?
96 last night.
And then they got to 83 in this one. Late in the year, his patience with this team has been really impressive. He was criticized being the #1 high school player, and I think the Duke staff did a really good job of working with him. Well, for the NCAA tournament, no spotlight on him, and they get to really start preparing for the tournament.
Filipowski with the final rebound of the night, and the Duke Blue Devils are headed to the ACC Tournament Championship game.